been an exciting night as we moved into the bottom half of this winner's bracket. We had one best of three go the distance, and now we have a second best of three going the distance between DK and the defending champions, Na'Vi.
Well, for game number 3, looks like Na'Vi does not want to play against Nature's Prophet 2 times in a row. Last game, obviously, it was really, really difficult for them to deal with. Getting the Midas actually paid off, like the analyst just said. I mean, they never really pushed. It just felt like Na'Vi could never really get their momentum going enough to really pressure DK at all. So, obviously, that's good for DK. But going into game number 3, maybe Na'Vi will go back towards more of a safe style, maybe pick some kind of a semi-carry or a carry and put Havost on it this time. I know in game number 1, they had an Anti-Mage, which worked out quite well. We'll see what they're going for in game number 3.
This wonderful crowd that stuck with us all the way, and we still got a lot more Dota going on. The cameras panning all around the hall here. Absolutely beautiful here in downtown Seattle. The band's making progress, and yeah, as you pointed out, Opadendi Pudge not going to be on the menu for this evening. First ban out from DK, then you've got Chen and Darkseer, both banned out by DK at this point as well. Invoker and Furion not going to be with us courtesy of Na'Vi. Still waiting on that third ban to come out. Now don't forget, following the end of this broadcast, Toby Wan will be coming out to take you through the loser's bracket. So make sure you stay tuned for that. That's right. Give it up for Toby.
Well, you know what's interesting about this situation is that Na'Vi has 2 choices. There's a Naga Siren in the pool, and there's a Lycan in the pool. So one of those is going to make, they're both making it in. They're going to ban Tide.
Wow. Naga Siren makes it through, and she's first picked. No surprise there. And Na'Vi, one of the few things that can actually counter Naga in a decent way, Tidehunter, banned out by their own hand. Had to know what they were doing. We'll see what the response is going to be. They just are big believers in Lycan and Rubik, apparently.
Well, I mean, Rubik has shown this tournament to be very powerful in a multitude of situations, regardless of whether you solo him mid, support him. Rubik is just a phenomenally good hero in almost every situation. Lycan, I mean, last game we felt his presence a little bit, but it really felt like Puppey never was able to fight with his team or do enough split pushing to really cause DK any problems. And when you have a Naga Siren first pick out from DK, I mean, that Naga Siren basically only has to be wherever the Lycan is, and he'll never be able to split push because of the way her ultimate works. I mean, that in itself is going to be a little bit difficult for Na'Vi to deal with. Of course, there are still a lot more picks to go here. DK looking to pick up 2 more right now.
Well, whenever you let a Naga Siren through, you basically sign your own death warrant once you get into the ultra late game. It's not so much that she's a great carry. Don't get me wrong, she is a great carry. And it's not that she's horrible in the early or mid game. It's not that. It's the 60-second cooldown on that unbelievably powerful ultimate. And now that you have Tidehunter already out, one of the few ways to try and counter-initiate out of that, the longer this game goes, Na'Vi is going to end up in a lot of trouble. And again, that says nothing of her carry potential, which is absolutely through the roof. Get a heart build on her, get a diffusal blade build on her. And you know what? Surprises keep coming. DK wants to go with Enigma and Dazzle.
A Dazzle, a hero we don't get to see a whole lot. Honestly, his early and mid game is very, very good. You have things like Shallow Grave. It pretty much guarantees you can't die for 5 seconds. Shadow Wave, which can push really, really well if you level that up. And then you have Poison Touch on top of that, which basically is one of, I would say, the better crowd control abilities at about level 5 because you need to get the set time a little bit higher to ensure that it gives you the maximum amount of slow. So we'll see what kind of build they're going for. And don't forget, Dazzle's ultimate is one of the best teamfight ultimates as long as you land it on a decent amount of heroes. The more armor you lose, basically, the better it becomes, and that's what makes him such a mid-game threat. I mean, 12 armor max at level 1 that you potentially lose from standing and fighting. If you take a prolonged fight against a Dazzle, it's going to be pretty hard to come out on top.
Well, let's just take stock of where DK is right now. They've already got their Siren, their Enigma, and their Dazzle. All the team fights you could ever want right there. Na'Vi picks up Leshrac. Awesome pick. Rubik and Lycan, they speak for themselves. Let's talk about where DK may want to go from here. Do they continue to build with these carry-ish heroes that can add to that team fight, or do they go ahead and pick up a true secondary carry, such as, well, Morphling's gone now, Druid's still in the pool as well, or do you go with something perhaps like a Brewmaster? Brewmaster's going to give you a lot of strength in the early laning phase, a lot of versatility as well, not to mention what he's going to be able to do to shut down a Lycan, to shut down a Leshrac once he does hit level 6 and get his split. To me, that's probably the direction that I would go, but then again, I'm not DK.
Well, DK at this point has a lot of options. I mean, they have a hero who can long lane. They have a hero who can jungle. They're going to go ahead and ban out Sand King as their last ban. But already having a Dazzle, usually when you see Dazzle, it's more of a mid-game centric strategy. And, of course, Naga Siren does play into that a little bit. Her Mirror Images and Snare Riptide, all great abilities in their own right. And, of course, her ultimate, probably the thing that most people hate playing against the most. You know, you have a keyboard, and then you see Naga Siren ult, and then you break your keyboard. So at least I've done that at least once or twice. But Veno actually going to be picked up here, so they're going for a double support. And I'm not sure if they're going to be picking a mid last or what. But you know what's really interesting about this lineup is that usually whenever I see a Dazzle, I just think Dirge is coming, like every single time.
Right. Queen of Pain still in the pool as well. Speaking of the search for a mid, Na'Vi with Rubik, Lycan, Leshrac, Beastmaster. Beastmaster most likely going to be our long lane. Lycan in the jungle. Could see a mid Rubik, could see a mid farming Leshrac as well. We'll see how they want to prioritize it. There's a lot of flexibility in what's going on with Na'Vi. Naga Siren usually going to be a part of a tri-lane unless you just want to put her in a duo lane that you're confident is going to be up against a solo lane. So we'll have to wait and see. Enigma usually, again, played out of the jungle by virtue of the fact that he is just one of the fastest junglers in the game right now. Venomancer and Dazzle. Veno so strong during the laning phase, so they could feasibly run a mid-Dazzle with an Enigma in the jungle. Actually, no. I guess Enigma could long lane as well. It's hard to call. We'll have to see how DK wants to wind this up.
I feel like he will long lane with the lineup that DK is running at this point. You know what else, too, that's really important to keep in mind is Shallow Grave is amazing against the Lycan. Because it basically wastes almost a third of his ultimate just because of the fact that you can't actually kill the person who's Grave. So as long as a Dazzle player is on his A game, it's going to be really tough for that Lycan to really try to do anything during team fights. But on the flip side, Na'Vi also has a Beastmaster, so depending on what target they want to go on, of course, Roar Stun at least going through BKB. So Enigma's going to be hard-pressed to get his ultimates off. I mean, right now, it's looking pretty even. The only discrepancy is going to be Naga Siren versus a Lycan, and Brew is going to round out the lineups for DK. So there you go. Apparently, you might not be in DK, but you can guess what they're going to pick.
Newest recruit right here. Yeah, right. Anti-Mage going to round things out for Na'Vi. Havost going to be playing our Anti-Mage, Light of Heaven playing Beastmaster, so on and so forth. I like to run through my lineups in the game, so we'll do that. But we are going to have Dindy on Rubik, and this could be a lot of fun. Thank you for joining us on Dota TV via stream and, of course, live here in beautiful Benaroyo Hall in Seattle. Crowd, make some noise for these two teams.
And this game's definitely going to be exciting. You have DK. And, I mean, in game number 2, we saw Na'Vi's lineup, and they had the Enigma, they had the Puck, they had the Sand King, they had crazy mid-game. And DK is kind of in the same situation in game number 3, except for the fact that they have a Naga Siren to fall back on. So while their mid-game is still ridiculously strong, they're not going all in on it, and I think that kind of just signifies the safer style that DK usually adopts whenever they play these games. And I think that right now, if it does go super late, Anti-Mage versus a Naga Siren, you're going to have Lycan 2 to keep in mind with and the Brewmaster. It's going to be like 2 carries versus 2 carries, and Brew being more of a semi, I suppose. He does fall off slightly in the late part of the game, and once you pick up your Drum, your Vlads, your Scepter, that's pretty much your core, whereas heroes like Anti-Mage just scale indefinitely until your inventory is completely full.
Both teams making their way up to the top lane, and we'll see if they're going to converge. Wolf spots ROTK rounding the corner. Havost leading the way. He's going to go ahead and convert the Wolf. And, yeah, they're just going to ping down the Eidolons. Out go the Axes. Here comes Super. Gale's going to catch 2. Havost not caught. Light of Heaven and Dindy are. Na'Vi withdraws. Couple more of the Wolves there. Good split earth. Buy some time. Now the telekinesis. Here we go. Big fight. Light of Heaven's in some trouble. Super hanging around as long as he can. Puppy's going to drop. There's our first blood. Blink away by Havost. And Na'Vi comes up wanting. They're not done. They're going to land a Gale on AA. AA in trouble trying to get to the tower. The clap goes off. Make it 2 kills. Here's Havost. He wants, big grave. Super stays alive, and Havost barely able to keep himself safe under the tower. DK takes a commanding lead just as the game begins.
Taking out Puppy in that situation was good enough, but I mean, they killed Arsar too. That makes it even better. 2-0 before the first creep wave even spawns. That's the kind of start that DK is looking for. They are going to have the Enigma soloing top right now against, I guess, almost a tri-lane coming out of Na'Vi. Puppey's probably not going to make too many lane appearances here, but on the bright side, they will be able to apply a lot of pressure to the tower once that Lycan gets a handful of levels. Of course, Edict going to be leveled up here too on the Shrek once he gets to level 2, and just really, really excellent play overall coming out of DK.
Dindy, a little harassment on Super there. Looks like it is going to be Dindy on Super here in mid at the moment.
Top lane.
Oh, Enigma is going to drop. Na'Vi gets on the board. Long DD, going to run into Puppey. And they're just going to give each other cow eyes. Ignore any kind of aggression for the moment. But yeah, very active game early on, and I don't think this is going to let up, Draskell. Both teams played very cautiously last time, had a 15-minute game in our game number 2. But looking at the lineups, especially that of DK, Brewmaster so strong mid-game. Dazzle, as you pointed out, peaks in the mid-game. Veno strong all game. Enigma strong at level 6. Naga strong at level 6. Everything about their lineup screams, we want to fight now. Then you look at Na'Vi, and Navi's got plenty of that as well. They've got Rubik, they've got Animage. We'll see how they build the AM. If they want to build him late or early, they want to try and do something like build a Vanguard, or if they're just going to go straight Battle Fury, most likely that's going to be it. But Leshrac as well, of course, with Rubik, telekinesis, the potential to set up kills anytime they're together. It's going to be a hell of a match.
Well, a lot of this game is going to be decided by how the mid performs, because if Rubik can manage to steal something like Primal Split, we've seen that before, how big of a difference it can make on the game. We talked a little bit earlier today about how track matters. I think Primal Split matters a little bit more in situations like this. You could throw the Naga up in the air whenever you're trying to take a team fight if you manage to have it. Make sure that she can't sleep to save her team or counter engage onto you. So I think that Na'Vi still has a pretty good chance in this game. Rubik is just so strong, and obviously being played by Dendy mid. I think he's going to have a pretty good impact on this game.
Taking a look at the CS. AM, yeah, pretty much all the carries. Look at that, 11, 10, 10, 10. Naga, Panda, and of course, yeah, actually all of them there. Yeah, Naga, Animage, Brewmaster, and Rubik, all right in the same vicinity. Enigma hanging about as well as you could expect. He's been taking a lot of harassment from Havos, losing a lot of his mana pool. Puppey and AA in this tri-lane, and ROTK living dangerously here, doing what he can to do a little bit of harassment. But, I mean, this is what separates a good player from a great player, being able to do these little things that could have a big influence later, and just having the skill and the game sense to know when you're safe and when you're not. Down at bottom, Burning and Zippo already chasing back the BM. He's going to throw out the axes. Yeah, Burning's playing very aggressive here. He's going to go ahead and blow the illusions. And they want to bring this tower down quickly. They've cut the creeps, so they're not going to get anywhere near to protect the tower from the next wave. Yeah, they're basically fighting at the tier 2 over here.
There's some nice synergy, too, between a Naga Siren and a Dazzle, because of the fact that as soon as you pop Mirrored Image, you can just Shadow Wave on top of that and basically kill the creep wave instantly. But Zippo does need a couple more levels into it before he's able to go quite that hardcore into push, but still being able to apply some pressure with tier 1 right now and still get your free farm is definitely the DK's advantage.
Long DD hanging out in the woods. Looked like he was going to come forward to try and land a Gale. Has thought better of it now, making his way back past the Roche pit. So thought we were going to have a little bit more early aggression, as is. Happy to just know they did some good damage. They're going to continue to get very comfortable farm for that Naga Siren. And again, when it comes to Naga, she can actually carry. You know, whenever you talk about Naga, most of the time it's all about her ulti and how difficult it makes it to do much of anything. Whenever you're talking about the late game, especially when it's on a 60-second cooldown and it seems like it's always up. Hang on, ROTK getting banged down by Havos. Havos gets tower aggro, loses it just as quickly. Still down a bit of health. AA making his way up now. We'll see if they want to continue to pressure here. But back to what we were saying. It's not just about her ult. She can actually build up carry items, especially a Diffusal. And because of that mirror image, she can actually out-carry a good chunk of most carries.
Well, it's because of Mirrored Image, the way it scales into the late game, 45% of your damage. I mean, that is absolutely insane. Some heroes will get ensnared, one Riptide, and you're basically dead at that point because just how much extra damage you take from those illusions. So, I mean, that's why Naga Siren is just considered one of those really strong heroes that you don't normally see make it into the draft at all. But apparently Na'Vi, I mean, you gotta know that the Naga Siren first pick's coming out whenever you see it make it through, but they're gonna think that Lycan's good enough to stop him.
ROTK continuing to live on the edge. Actually throws out a Malefice, keeping Avost off his comfort zone. Super continues to take a little bit of harassment here from Dindy. Dindy's already up to his bottle. 33 last hits for Lycan, again bloated, largely because he is in the jungle. Behind that, Naga Siren leading the way with 30. Then we have 26 on the Anti-Mage, 24 on Brew, 20 on Enigma, which is actually really strong given the situation he's been in. He's been up against a tri-lane, killed some jungle creeps here and there, but largely has just been converting lane creeps and killing them. Ooh, that's why we say he's been living riskily.
Well, whenever he can get away from a gank like that, it's always going to be good. He actually is 2-1 right now, and he has 20 CS on top of that. So for a long laner against a dual lane, basically with a support, that if you get stunned once, especially now that Anti-Mage is 6 and has Mana Void, it's not going to be a good day for you. So, I mean, top lane's definitely doing an excellent job from DK. Of course, as soon as I say that, RTK is going to cut out a little bit, but he's just going to be forced back to the tower. And this is kind of a start that DK is going to be looking for. Their lanes, once again, very efficient. They're not really super far ahead in terms of gold or anything like that. They're actually behind in experience. So while Na'Vi is getting more experience because of their jungle Lycan, the gold advantage is going to DK.
Take a look at our gold graph. We can see slightly on the side of DK, but at 6.5 minutes, not really much you can expect. 2-1 remains the kill score. We had a lot of fireworks early, and I thought the aggression was going to continue. Looks like both teams instead are looking to try and hit some kind of a timing window. They want to make sure that whenever they do commit to some kind of aggression, they do it when they're most comfortable. As is, that's just not the moment. Enigma, 1 level away, about half a level away from having his black hole available. Veno has rotated to mid. He's going to get some good experience there. Now level 3 up at top. ROTK, tried to duck into the woods, and he is going to drop. Little bit of tower damage tanked, but Na'Vi nods things back up to the 2. In mid, we're going to have another drop. Going to see Veno die as Dindy and Puppey engage. Puppey, level 7 now. They're just going to go ahead and start pushing the tower on the backside. Burning Zippo and Super. Want to take a tower of their own. Here comes the TP reactions. Dindy's going to have to get back. Beastmaster really can't do much to contest this now with Burning moving forward. Burning, thought we were going to see an ensnare, not the case. There goes tier 1 bottom.
Bottom tower has fallen.
First tower of the game going to DK. That's going to help them out a bit. They did, however, just lose their mid and their long laner. Super might be in trouble middle too. There's a follow-up stun after the telekinesis, eating damage. Oh no, he gets the split off.
Gets the split off, now giving chase. They're focusing down the fire aspect. Earth aspect, the one that matters, of course. Barely. That's what you call spamming your ulti button right there. Just spamming it. There's that storm aspect, getting him up in the air. Haste Rune, gonna be bottled up.
Oh, I didn't get it. The Wolves killed it.
Oh, wow.
Oh, he's getting body blocked by the Wolves.
Oh, the Wolves keeping Super out. And Dindy picks up a kill. Courtesy of Puppey, this guy right here. And now Light of Heaven, engaged on by Burning. And the ulti's down. He's going to throw the axes. There's the Riptide. He is going to make it back to safety. Zippo and Burning were both there. Havost continues to just farm away, sitting on 48 last hits in 9 minutes. Not bad. Naga's a little bit ahead, though.
This game is just too much action for me. I don't know if my heart can take it. That body blocking, killing the rune, and then body blocking Super after his split wore off, that was completely ridiculous. Probably one of the best plays I think I've ever seen in this tournament. So, I mean, Na'Vi not going down without a fight. Of course, they are leading in kills at the moment. The gold is looking like a little bit more in the advantage of DK. Hasn't updated in a little while, but experience-wise, still heavily favoring Na'Vi at this point in the game.
Na'Vi certainly pleased with the crowd, regardless of what the graphs have to say. And again, it comes down to this guy right here. He's basically getting free farm at this point. ROTK has made his way back up here. He's got his perseverance up. He's not super far away from completing the Battle Fury, at which point the timer comes out. We all know how that goes. I mean, they've got a Lycan as well. Naga is a big deal, but you just can't allow an Anti-Mage to free farm once he gets Battle Fury. He just farms so much faster than anyone else. Even Naga. Naga, as good as she is, using the mirror image to move her illusions into the jungle to farm in 2 or 3 places at once. Still, Anti-Mage is not anyone you can sleep on, especially when he's captained by Havost.
Well, definitely once the Battle Fury gets up, we're going to see a lot of split pushing going on. Naga Siren is one of the heroes who can kind of keep up with an Anti-Mage if she wants to go for Radiant. She's got 2,300 gold saved up right now with those Tranquils and that Soul Ring. So if she wants to go that path, that's going to be her next choice. If she wants to go something else, maybe a little bit more tanky, like a Vanguard, ensure that they can try to continue to take mid-game team fights, she might honestly go that route this game just because of how much damage potential that Na'Vi has at this point. Going a Vanguard will make her a little bit more durable and able to actually participate, whereas right now, she has less than 900 HP at 11 minutes in. I mean, it is only 11 minutes, but that's really easy to burn through.
Puppey blows the ulti. Here we go. He wants to give chase. Long DD and ROTK. Round the corner, however. Thought we were going to see the blink forward from Hvost. Not going to be the case. No aggression. Now just going to move back towards mid. Super and Zippo. Applying a little bit of pressure to AA. Light of Heaven finally getting a little bit of farm comfortably. He's up to level 6 as well. We've got initiation for days on both sides here. Super, speaking of, going to be caught out. There's the clap. He is going to drop. That's just how lethal a Rubik can be. He can pull you so far out of position with little to no warning, and if there's any kind of damage there with him, it's a sure kill, especially at this stage of the game. Na'Vi leads 5-2.
This is kind of the opposite start that we saw last game, where I feel like DK's mid-game is a little bit stronger than Na'Vi's at the moment. Na'Vi just has to start to kind of overcome that, and I feel like if they continue the path that they're on right now, even their supports are going to be a little bit farmed. Although Anti-Mage, he's going to go straight for Battle Fury this game. He's not going to finish his treads at all, so he's going all in on the farm, which I think is probably the right call, especially when you're against heroes like Naga Siren. We're going to see, hopefully, him go LAN MS and just go for like the 325 mark.
ROTK wisely turns around. He's going to be picked up anyway. Dindy's got him. TP reaction comes in. Black hole at the last minute. No health, and he gets it off. Big turnaround for DK. ROTK pulls the trigger at the last minute, and now rolling together as a team, looking to bang down this tier 1 top. He couldn't have had more than 50 hit points. No way.
That was definitely an amazing play. Excellent awareness, too, by the Enigma throughout the black hole when he's going to hit both heroes. They're going to get a tower for it, but Roche is also being taken here by Puppey at the same time.
This is the advantage of building that early medallion. Sometimes you skip it and you want the Necro book out, but this is a 12-minute Roche. Puppey's going to be able to take it very comfortably. So as good a turnaround as that was, doesn't matter. Roche is gone, and it's gone on the guy you don't want to. Now it's gone on the guy you don't want to have it. Puppey looking for a better performance with Lycan this time around, is off to a hell of a good start.
Yeah, this game is looking a lot better for Na'Vi. A little bit of over-aggression, actually, that ended up getting Hvost killed top lane. He didn't even get his Mana Void off because of the follow-up stun coming out from the Earth Split. I mean, it was just phenomenal coordination from DK, and you kind of have to respect that on a stage this big, but still always awesome to see. Now DK just seemingly on the aggressive right now. They want to keep pushing, even without Black Hole.
They are going to go ahead and push very aggressively. And looks like they should have a chance to take this. Yeah, there's really... Puppey was so low in health. I don't know that he could even join the fight right now. He's making his way back to base. No way he could even be a part of that. And DK says, you know what? You took a Roche, that's fine. We're going to try and take 2 towers. There's the MVP Wolves. Hanging out, trying to body block some more. DK has not abandoned mid lane yet. Little axe spam out from Light of Heaven, trying to buy some time. Here comes the TP reaction. Looks like that's going to be enough to force DK to take their exit. Taking a look at the gold graph, we can see it's still in favor of the Radiant. Very violent shifts so far, but the shifts are relatively small. Only 1,500 gold separating these two squads, not even 1,500. We're at 15 minutes, and it's going to be a question of who wants to pour the aggression on more. Either team at this point has a chance to be aggressive. Hvost very close to his Battle Fury, should have it done momentarily. And here's Puppey leading the charge for Na'Vi. DK setting up shop in the shadow of this tier 1. They are going to be able to defend it. This is the luxury that Na'Vi has above what DK has. The fact that once Hvost gets that Battle Fury, it should be on the way, and it is. As soon as that Battle Fury is complete, they can afford to just buy him time. Naga Siren farms well, but not that well.
Naga Siren's going to be hard-pressed to compete with an Anti-Mage in any situation, but especially when the Anti-Mage has his Battle Fury at under 15 minutes. I mean, that's going to be twice as hard The one nice thing that DK has is that their defense of towers is really good. Dazzle Ultimate is an excellent deterrent, and actually, of course, as I say, that Creeps actually managed to get the kill top lane on the first tier tower. So Na'Vi getting a little bit of extra gold, but again, about Dazzle, when you get weaved, you can't really take team fights anymore, especially when you have as much physical damage output as DK does. Plus, you have to also consider Riptide on top of that. So that's -5 on top of whatever the Dazzle Ultimate takes away, considering the duration. I mean, that's just so difficult to push into in itself. I think DK has a great defensive team. They do have late game with their Naga Siren, and they have mid game as well. Just a really solid draft, but Na'Vi, of course, still leading because of the fact that they are, experience-wise, quite a ways ahead. In terms of gold, though, they're actually behind at the moment. But I feel like experience at this point might be a little bit more important. You have heroes like Leshrac and Rubik who really need those levels.
DK taking a very aggressive posture, rattling their saber. Here as they cross the river onto the dire side of mid lane. Naga farming up, and this is more posturing. It's basically the same thing Na'Vi was doing earlier. Buying time for Naga to safely farm. They may, if they can get a pick, that's fine. If they can even push safely and they feel that way, they will. But right now, this is all about asserting their sphere of influence all across the map and making sure that Naga stays safe and that they do not come out on the back foot. Puppey's going to be caught for a moment. And Rubik grabs ROTK. Split Earth follow-up. They're going to get him. They get him with the roar. Shallow Grave buys him some time. Off goes the ulti. Puppey blows the ulti. And here we go. Black Hole for the second time at the last minute. They still managed to pick him off. Anime just joined the fray. The clap went out from Brewmaster. He's in his separate aspects. Light of Heaven giving chase. Zippo in trouble. He can't fight it off. But there's Naga to shut the whole thing
Radiant's
down.
top tower is under attack.
Naga Siren, the buzzkill, shuts down an unbelievably exciting pursuit. Na'Vi, though, is going to get a tower out of it at the very least.
They're still going to be more than happy with that exchange. They get a tower, they get a handful of kills, and Naga Siren is kind of the party pooper in this situation, but still, you got to give it to Burning. That TP was pretty much necessary. Had he not come right there, the rest of his team would have dropped for sure. And as good as the Black Hole was, Shallow Grave was perfectly timed. It just wasn't quite enough to keep him alive. Puppey didn't lose his Aegis either, and now Na'Vi's looking to rotate bottom to potentially take the tier 1.
Na'Vi, very strong performance there. The power of Naga put on full display for us there as well. ROTK is going to get back to safety.
Oh, Rubik just stole Black Hole.
Dendi with the clutch steal. They're going to have it up and ready. Brew's got his blink as well. Oh, wow. This next fight is going to be a doozy. And they're going to want to fight soon. Necrobook's almost up for Puppey. He's still got the Aegis. He wants to use that before it goes away. Half time left on it right now. Dendi, the man to watch. Always the man to watch, but now we get to watch him handle Black Hole as Rubik.
The next team fight's going to be exciting for sure. It's going to be who gets the better Black Hole. And of course, Dendi already with the forward stab. We're going to see a deny on bottom lane as well. Unfortunately, Havos not able to get that. Burning finishes Radiance too, which is going to help out a lot. And it looks like Animate just doesn't care. He's like, you know what, you have a Radiance, that's fine. I have a Battle Fury, and you can't really right-click trade with me with no mana.
Yep, thinks better of it though. Realizes, oh, there's an ensnare that's going to come out. Enigma's on the backside. He's got blink up. There's the Malefice. He is going to blink away. Still taking instances of stun. Trying to make a run for it. Is going to go ahead. Yep, now he's going to get away. Very narrowly avoiding a kill there. Lycan finishes his Necrobook in the meantime. Na'Vi again. Roche at about halftime. They're going to be looking to use that Aegis before it burns itself away.
Well, being on the Dire side gives you the advantage, especially with a hero like Lycan. You can just kill Roche in like 30 seconds, maybe less, because of the fact that you already have Lycan in itself, who does a tremendous amount of damage. You have Medallion on top of that. It looks like we could potentially see some action. Oh, nice stun.
Rubik picks him up to ensure the kill. And Na'Vi gets a clutch push there, just running around de-warding. And they get a free kill for their business. Na'Vi now moving down towards the bottom lane. 3 members of DK are there. Burning, ROTK, and Zippo. TP reaction heading to top. Burning Again, with that Radiance, it's been done for quite some time. Going to continue to farm himself
middle
up.
lane.
Middle lane looks like we are going to have Super in trouble. Havost giving chase with the DD popped. That's a lot of damage he's doing. If he hits, and he does. TP reaction, in comes Zippo. Brave not needed, needs to be careful though. Illusion still do a lot of damage, and ROTK gets picked off, wandering through the wrong part of the jungle at the wrong time. Na'Vi up to 9-4, and they are just absolutely seizing control of the mid game, Draskell.
Unfortunately for Super at least, instead of losing 2 heroes right there, Havost actually missed an auto attack because of Drunken Brawler. If that had landed, I think he would have been in range to just Mana Void and freely kill, but still a little bit of a defensive play coming out from Havost. Didn't want to get caught out by anybody else from DK, just wanted to go ahead and back up, play it safe, and I think that Na'Vi is going to have no problems pushing into this Tier 2.
Tier 2 melting just as quickly as you can say so. Edict plus Lycan, now Puppy's pissed off, making a run, looking for a long DD. Gonna return now, but Na'Vi feeling it, feeling themselves 1 win away from the next round and guaranteed money. They've been on this stage before, and with all this momentum, DK is gonna have to summon some real strength and some dust while they're at it to try and turn this around. Moving together as one, up towards the Ancient Cap on the Radiant side. Closest target looks to be Havost. Moving up to the secret shop now. Havost has been spotted by the creeps. They are going to make a run at him, it seems. Long DD, ROTK coming out. They're going to meet up with Zippo, already waiting. Burning's there. Havost is over in the edge. Has he been spotted? No, he saw the Radiance burn, realized Naga was close by. They're going to try and cut him off. Havost is going to stay safe. Gets one last blink off as DK turns around. Very close to a turnaround. But Burning just goes back to farming. Burning actually way ahead of Animage at this point. 189 to 144.
Havost has been spending a lot of time around the map this game, just trying to force team fights and things like that for his team, but that's really not where Animage's strength lies, just in the ability to split push waves as hard as you can. And I suppose mid and bottom were pushed in pretty far regardless, but now he's got a little bit of open lane to farm. He's going to have his jungle respawning here in about 25 seconds too, so I would like to see his farm pick up, and I'm sure it will. Of course, Battle Fury AM, one of the fastest farmers pretty much in the game, if not the fastest overall. And if there was going to be second to anyone, it would probably be Naga.
Na'Vi setting up shop near Roche. Here it comes. Big boy is up. Puppy doesn't waste any time at all. Moves immediately into the pit. Light of Heaven's there with him. No wards at all out of DK. DK's in the dark. They had to know though. There's no way they don't know this is going on. They have to know, and they're just gonna let it go. Just want to take their chances. And really one can understand. If they feel like they just need to get Naga where he needs to be, just need to get Enigma in good position, you can understand why the Aegis just doesn't mean that much. Naga has that much influence. It's a gutsy call, but there's no way they didn't know that was going on and they let it go.
The problem lies now in that they really can't ever focus the Lycan. It's pretty much impossible. If they do that, then they're basically guaranteeing that the rest of Na'Vi is going to be alive, able to use their spells in succession pretty much for free, and you can't really make that kind of commitment, especially considering if Puppy just pops his ultimate after he loses his Aegis, then he's going to be in the fight pretty much to win it. And already having an Necronomicon 3 on top of that, he's level 15 at 24 minutes with 173 CS, third highest in the game, just got passed up by his teammate Animage, and I think that Na'Vi is just looking spectacular in game number 3.
They really are. Na'Vi hitting their stride 24 minutes in. DK by no means out of this game. Naga Siren just level 2 ult now. Everything changes when that ult hits level 3. 60-second cooldown. Seems like it's always up. Even when you win a team fight half the time, you still can't push, because even if it takes you 30 seconds to try and get into the base, it's only another 30 seconds till you have a Naga ult to worry about. We are going to see a smoke up out of DK. Na'Vi moving southeast. Down towards the bottom right side of the map. Looks like they want to begin to pressure the bottom tower. Bottom tier 3. They have a very aggressive ward in that lane. DK nowhere in the neighborhood of Na'Vi right now. No chance of finding anything. And Na'Vi is looking for kills. You see the ward placement. Just look at these 3 wards. One right here, one here, and one here. They want to win this game by killing a lot of people and then killing a lot of towers afterwards. This time they're going to be able to kill towers without even having to worry about killing people.
Radiant structures.
Well, trading towers with a team that Na'Vi has, I mean, they're going to get outpushed for sure. There's no way. They have to try to TP it back to defend, and they know it for sure, too. They're going to trade 1 for 1, but now, I mean, this Rax, they don't have Glyph anymore.
Here's Burning. Burning blows the ulti. However, Na'Vi is spread way out. This is beautiful positioning, basically a wasted ult. Burning did what he could. It doesn't matter. Na'Vi is undeterred. They bring the tower down. Puppey blows the ult. He wants to get in the fight. Super. He has his ult up if he wants it, and there it is. There's the split. Probably going to take Puppey out of the fight if he can. Burning, using the Radiance damage to try and manage this. Long DD misses on the Gale. Havos blinks back out, but as it stands, Na'Vi in total control. Up goes Beastmaster. Puppey takes a rock in the face. There's the big roar, ROTK. Oh, what an unbelievable shallow grave. And the black hole, but no! Taken up out of the air. Taken up out of the air by Dendi, who stole the Brewmaster ultimate. Na'Vi has had everything go their way this fight. The buyback from Brew. Down goes the melee Rax. Burning's in the air. He's gonna come back down and he is gonna drop. Dendi and Na'Vi are not abandoning the fight. Still moving, triple kill now for Havost. Havost has gone absolutely bonkers, as has Dendi.
Stealing and oh, he's going back in. Dendi with another telekinesis. ROTK is gonna go down here. Looks like it's well, but an ultra kill for Animage. And the entirety of DK is down, and that is a rampage for Havost, and the good games come out.
Na'Vi in spectacular fashion takes a 27-minute win in Game 2, or Game 3 of this best-of-3 series against DK, and they're on their feet here in Seattle. Standing ovation for the defending champions.
Definitely deserved. Na'Vi played a spectacular game. Number 3. Here they come, guys. Give it up for Na'Vi.
Slapping fives, well deserved as well. And again, the standing O from the house. And look at the manner. That's what you love to see.
Definitely good stuff coming out from the winners of this best of 3. And I mean, Animage had the start that he wanted. Burning had some pretty ridiculous farm of his own, but it just wasn't quite enough to overcome the push potential. And it looks like Lycan takes out Naga Siren.
I'm out of breath. I believe the good folks here are out of breath, screaming as loudly as they can. You saw it. Let's send it to the analyst desk and let them break it down.
Thank you very much. Yeah, there you go. Na'Vi 2-1, and that's why people love Na'Vi. They didn't perform so well in groups, but they turned up and said, all right, winners bracket versus DK, the guys that got second in their group and went through 2-1 in just exciting games, I would say.
Yeah, Na'Vi are exciting to say the least. That was incredible. That was one of the best endings to a game of the group stages for sure at this point. I mean, they gave away the Naga Siren, a hero that a lot of people are terrified to give away, but in exchange, they end up picking the Rubik and a Lycanthrope. I mean, that's not a bad trade, right?
I mean, everybody says you got to just finish 14-0 in the group stage, but Na'Vi just shows you could just come out a little bit weak, but right now it's where it matters.
Hey, as long as you make it to the winners bracket,
exactly.
it doesn't
And
matter.
now
that money.
They're at top
money,
8.
baby.
They get money now.
They got that money.
Yep, they got that money, and of course we're joined by Lumi, just so people are wondering.
I kidnap gods.
I say Lumi. Is Lumi not okay?
Lumi's fine. That means we're cool now.
Oh, sweet.
I call him noob personally, but I mean, Lumi's
you can call me
okay.
Sarah.
Lulu. All right, Sarah. All right.
That's sexy.
I know, right?
Right.
I've got the hair for it.
So,
all right, go on, continue.
I was going to say the Rubik pick, it does a lot for them. I'm very interested by DK's choices here. They grabbed Brewmaster and Enigma after giving away a Rubik. You're basically choosing 2 of the most important teamfight skills in the game and saying, hey, you want to take these as well as the
You
Naga Siren?
got picks on them, too.
Yeah, like, I don't understand. What are you doing? Like, why would you pick 3 of the most incredible ultimates and say, yeah, you can have Rubik, though. It's fine.
Oh, don't forget Weave. That's a good one to take, too.
No.
Although we haven't seen it.
No, it's actually Shallow Grave, because Shallow Grave is the most powerful
pretty
non-ultimate
good.
skill in the
Pretty
game. In case you're wondering, search that video.
All right, yeah, it was a fantastic game. And we'll talk a little bit more about the match when we come back, but we do have a winner's interview with DPM and Na'Vi Puppy. Here we go.
Hey, DPM here, and I'm with Puppy from Na'Vi. Congratulations. I was just wondering, in game 1, when you saw their lineup, were you pretty confident? Because it was quite early, mid-game reliant.
I think we had a stronger pick either way. We really feel good playing like with anti-mage if the enemy don't have a better carry. And overall, they had a pick similar to IG, who played against us in the group stage. They had like this raw type of Luna push with Chen and Tinker, and it was like we knew that they're gonna do this. I think they threw away the game going hard lane a little bit because there's no way I think they can win the hard lane. So overall, I think they made a mistake.
Okay. In game 3, were you a bit worried when they picked Naga Siren?
No. We've been playing against Naga Siren like the whole day yesterday, before that. And I do hate the hero. Don't get me wrong. I do hate the hero. But you need to play against it in order to win.
Okay, so a lot of people have been saying that the Chinese teams are really, really strong. So do you think they're going to change their minds now that you've beaten one?
They might. But I still think the Chinese are really, really strong. DK is not the strongest team on this tournament. It is still IG and LGD. So, I mean, we have to go and beat them now. I mean, how hard can that be?
We have a question from an awesome fan, Ozan. He wants to know if you guys have saved up strategies that you didn't use in the group stage so that you can use them in the elimination brackets.
Well, we have like some ideas that we want to use. We're not like, I don't think it's like that I'm holding it back. It's like I don't have the chance to do it. The draft will show itself if I can do that strategy or not. For now, I have not been able to do those things, and it's just a matter of time till I can. But we've been comfortable with our best picks that are these, so it's okay. I'm fine with these picks too.
Thank you very much, and back to you, James.
Thank you there, DPM. We purposely chose our shortest interviewer to interview the tallest player of the tournament. We did that on purpose just for you guys at home.
That was Puppy.
Yeah.
Goblin is actually like 9 foot tall. If you guys haven't seen Goblin, check him out. The dude is massive.
Okay. I assume Puppy was one of the tallest.
He is.
All right. So we can check out then some of the highlights from the match. There were plenty of them. Dendi was surely impressive on his Rubik, but we'll see what we've got for you here. But guys, what did you enjoy?
Yeah, I mean, so this is the last team fight here. This is really where Na'Vi just sealed. This is incredible. So they go, it's a 4v9 game with this, 25 minutes in. It's really pretty close. We see a Sleep catches multiple heroes, but they're so far apart. There's not really a whole lot DK can do with this. He can't really initiate, hit any kind of black holes. There's no opportunity for a primal split there. They're just too far away. Puppy ends up dropping his ultimate and charging in, and really, I think the story here is that they're basically keeping Enigma and Super off. Super does finally drop his ultimate. Puppy, I'm not sure if he actually has a BKB or not at this point. I didn't actually see. But Havost is staying out of the battle, just kiting around, basically burning all of the time, pardon the phrase, burning all of the time away from the Pandaren Brewmaster ultimate there. So he doesn't actually get to do maximum effect. And by the time it runs out, then we see the roar on DK. The Shallow Grave keeps him alive for a little while.
And
we
then
see a
you
Mecha
see
there
the
saving
stolen.
him. And actually, the mecha is really what did it here, because we see a black hole that would have killed Puppy if not for that mechanism, and then they end up getting a
Well,
very
it
good
was actually Rubik that stole the ultimate from Brewmaster and actually stopped that black hole as well. So Dendi just on his game today. He's had great games all 3 matches.
When every single hero on the other team has an amazing ultimate to steal, you just click on one of them and see which one you get. It's basically the deal.
So what did you make of the fight, Lumi?
I mean, it felt like a sledgehammer that was coming, and there was no way to stop it. They had to try to use Naga Ultimate to set it up, but everybody's so spread out well, and there's no way. I just felt like at that point, I think they were just a little bit too far behind to really make anything happen.
Yeah, Na'Vi look really good. Now, the problem here is they beat DK, and you heard Puppy mention this. They don't feel like DK is the strongest opponent in this tournament. Now they got to play IG. IG are really, really good. And even if they beat IG, there's a chance they have to play LGD after that. What kind of tournament is that? DK, IG, LGD?
Yeah.
That's
like, who invites the best teams to a $1.6 million tournament?
What are you doing, man? Come
but
on.
I mean, he said that LGD or IG and DK, they just bet. They picked similar heroes. Yeah. So if they could pick DK, I think they could beat IG as well. Or at least get into her head a little bit here.
I definitely think they can beat IG. 100%, yes.
All right, and we'll go to the winner bracket in just a moment. But Bruno, anything you want to tell us?
Well, I was expecting the Wisp. Couldn't happen. But You know,
I
you
hate it when you're wrong.
Yeah, damn it.
It's
You pick Anti-Mage, who has a 50% chance of winning. You pick a Lycan, who has a 65% chance of winning. That makes you 115% chance of winning. There's no way to lose.
wow. That's a stat if
That's
I
how
ever heard
number
one.
works.
That's
That is
brilliant.
not
That's how
quite
numbers
Chinese
work.
math,
You're
man.
very good with percentages there, Bruno, the stat man. All right then, guys. So let's take a look then at the winners bracket and also what's coming up next. We've finished the winners bracket for today, but we've still got more matches. As you can see, or should be able to see in just a moment, that it was, of course, LGD that will be moving on to the semi-finals. They're going to play Team Zenith tomorrow, so that will be all tomorrow, all the semi-finals you see here. And, of course, IG will be going up against Na'Vi. LGD and IG are considered the two strongest teams, but I'm sure that we will be able to at least know that Zenith and also Na'Vi are able of winning those matches. And everyone who lost from the loser bracket will go down, lost from the winners bracket will go down to the loser bracket. But before we move on to our loser bracket games, we've got 4 more coming. We're going to go to a quick, I wouldn't say commercial break, a nice little video. We're going to chill out here. Bruno's going to learn math. And when we come back, we're going into the loser bracket. So see you in a moment.